Minister, 1 in 8 people in Ireland currently provide unpaid care. And I want to thank the regional group and especially Cáilteanna Gabhadh for their work in producing this particular motion and all of the work that they've done with the organisations representative of carers in the country. It's an incredible figure that 1 in 8 are tasked with this particular role. It's tremendous work. It's really, really important work. It's done out of the love of their families. It's born out of love, that care. And it's really important that we recognise that work, not just through words, but through support as well. That's really important. We can't just be an Oireachtas that claps people. We have to be an Oireachtas that really values people in terms of putting our money where our mouth is as well. This work can be seriously arduous. Many people involved in care, it can be very, very physically difficult. It can be emotionally very, very difficult. It can be 24/7, where people get very little respite in terms of the work that they do. And in actual fact, in terms of per hour work, there's very few comparable roles within society. And it's obviously the case that people who do this work do it out of love first and foremost. But there's a cost to that in terms of the work that they do. There's an opportunity cost in terms of the incomes they could be earning elsewhere in society. There's a financial cost. There's also a dependency that it creates, because many of these carers are themselves women, and as a result of the system, they become dependent on their partner's income in relation to their work. And that leads to a significant vulnerability as well. I think that it's important to recognise as well that this work saves the state billions on an annual basis. And if we look at trajectory, Ireland is becoming an older country. We will have more carers in the future because more people will be in need of care, and the state will actually make further savings in relation to it. Now, it is important to say here that just a number of weeks ago, the states paid €20 million on a referendum that they said they wanted to use to improve the lives of carers. During that referendum, the government said that it would be a new dawn in terms of the support that would be given to carers. You'd actually think in that referendum that the government had become activists on the basis of carers throughout the country. But unfortunately, since that referendum, the zeal of the government in terms of supporting of carers seems to have disappeared completely. We see childcare still closing on a weekly basis. We see nursing homes closing around the country. We still see children being put into state care that is unregulated, with staff that are unvetted, where dozens of them are going missing on a monthly basis. And in some cases, according to UCD research, some of those children are being exploited by criminal gangs as well. It's an incredible situation. There's been no change in that. It appears that a lot of the words of the government during that referendum were empty, hollow husks in relation to this. Ireland, unfortunately, provides welfare and supports on a basis of a cliff. So we have a cliff in this country, and if you go beyond a certain income, you fall off that cliff significantly. And that cliff does not take into consideration the economic costs and challenges that those people have whatsoever. And what this motion simply seeks to do is to not just give words, but give financial supports to those who need it. My worry is that the government are going to offer platitudes in response to this motion here today. They may not even vote against this motion. They will hope that this motion disappears in the background and people forget about it in the next while. We will not forget about it.